a good villain doesn't go out there and just throw things about sporadically. The heroes always tromp on that guy very quick.
Yeah.
A true villain hides their cards, hides what they do, confined within their dungeon until they're ready, and then they unleash hell on the earth.
Yeah.
That's a good villain. You know what I mean?
So you saying I'm a good villain because I'm doing that? I'm just trying to be as real as I can.
Where were we?
I don't even know. Did you drink a beer?
I did drink a beer. I drank 2 beers already. You didn't finish your Rolling Stone, though. Rolling Rock.
Rolling Rock.
Rolling Rock.
Well, I got that one and this one.
I'm already feeling a little buzzed to the stands.
How much do you drink?
Every few weeks, I do myself something. But I've noticed that ever since that Christmas party that happened, I realized I should not drink alone. Because there were moments when I was really, really drunk. Focus was not put on me, and it was depressing, and I felt depressed, and like why is no one helping me? And I feel so helpless, and I just want to cuddle on the couch, and all I had was some blankets to sleep with.
Well, you're just figuring out your limits, though.
Yeah, I'm figuring out my limits.
But once you find that dude, and once you get to that point, you won't go past it, you know, unless it's like somebody's wedding or some shit.
Yeah, and that's sort of the deal that I've realized. I mean, you have to make, when you make these mistakes of going too far and making the wrong choice, you know, you learn something.
Yeah.
You learn that I learned that you like how comfortable the floor is.
And you got started off late as hell, dude. So.
Yeah, I'm 27.
Yeah, so
and I only started.
Most a lot of people, man, they start off early teens and shit. But you hear how like the voice bounces a lot better in here. Because out there it's kind of echoey.
It's more contained.
Yeah, and that's what I was recording. I was recording this stuff in the living room. But now this next one I want to do in here. I just wish it was a little bit bigger because I would get like a little cooler and be putting beers in there, or like a little TV with an old school something like an old Nintendo or Super Nintendo or something, just to play in here like if I'm recording something and somebody be sitting there playing the game or something, you know. Because out here, in the living room, there's only certain times I could really record because I get kind of loud. And, you know, I'm trying to be courteous to the people upstairs, so I don't want to be, like, all yelling and shit at, like, 9 at night. Like, you know that song, Jeremiah was a bullfrog? Like, that, how it started? That's where I got that from. Straight shooter, son of a gun. Yeah, I got that from that song. It's funny because at work, they play they'll play like a crazy ass mix of music. They'll play everything, like country music. They'll play like Tom Petty, the Steely Dan, and then they'll go play like some fucking, they'll like Michael Jackson and Jackson 5, then they'll go to Prince, then they'll go to like, they got James Brown, Rick James, like a whole bunch of Smokey Robinson, dude. They'll have some Queen, Bruce Springsteen. They'll have all, and then they'll mix in like some country ass, having breakfast in Birmingham, all that shit, dude. It's crazy. For real, that's like an actual song. But then, like, so since I hear that every day, I kind of pick up on a lot of things they be saying, and then I just kind of be thinking of stuff and putting it together. Pretty tight, dude, because I just be in the shack that I'm in is kind of like this big, so I'm just always like in a closed space like this.
You say you like your new album because you say like it's fresh, it's very refined, it's all professional like.
Yeah, it sounds a lot better to me.
But we're talking about the first album you put out and shared. Like it's gold in that sense. So I'm always gonna like it in that sense. Yeah. But I don't like putting favorites. It doesn't feel fair to the something that I feel is good regardless.
Yeah, the second one I think, man, but I said some nice stuff in the first one. I was really trying to like put metaphors together in that one, man. But I just didn't have the flow, you know what I mean? I guess, you know, I just put it out because I was so anxious for people to hear it. And like the time, and I was just like, I kept telling people like, yeah, I'm gonna, you know, And then when I look back, it's like, man, I wasn't even as good as I feel like I am now. And right now, watch me in the future look back, and I won't even be as good as, you know, I'll look back and be like, man, I'm better now than I was in 2011. And this shit is so, dude, this shit is ridiculous. They even try to do this shit, like rap and stuff. It's like, it's the new basketball, dude. It's another way for people to try to get rich, in a sense, with their talent, but you gotta think of how many people try to make it to the NBA. How many like high school prospects, like they make it to college, they get scholarships and everything, but they don't even get drafted, you know, and so much work. It's the same thing as like recording music, especially now all these like independent labels.
How
and
many
like,
thousands of independents have like sprung up in the past few years?
yeah, so it's like everything, and people got their own blogs and they're trying. I mean, look at the shit we're doing, kind of trying to like get exposed in a way. People do things out of their box, in a sense of they don't stay themselves though. And then they do certain commercialized things that get famous, or they come out with a certain hit and then they get that hit, they get money off of it, but then they always feel like they gotta keep making hits, and then that's when they fuck up. I look at like all the best artists, and it's like all of them had to reinvent themselves in order to kind of stay around, dude. Jay-Z did it, Madonna, Michael Jackson turned white and shit. Nah, but
It's one thing to look at.
you know, they kind of all gotta like come out with something like the Beatles do. You hear all their albums, they're all different. And you think of all the different eras, man, where they were doing that Sgt. Pepper shit, that was ridiculous, dude. And look at Coldplay did that same thing. They were kind of wearing the nice clothes and everything for their last album. You know, and it ain't really like, you just gotta, when you go in with a next vision for the next album, that's kind of how that's where your mind state is in. There'll be them like OG people do. They make the same kind of type of music and people stick with them like Motorhead do. They've been making the same music.
It's the rock band, right?
Yeah.
The heavy metal.
Yeah, they've been making the same music. And they're unapologetic about it. It's just like, dude, we got our fan base. We're gonna go around.
This is what we do.
That's what, you know, I just kind of go with, don't try to lie on songs, or don't try to be like something you're not. Some people, I've seen them change so many styles, trying to fit in, and that's not gonna work because there's always different stuff. Like right now, the hot thing right now is like kind of the techno, like dance, you know, Lady Gaga type stuff.
Yeah.
If you listen to the radio, it ain't even like a lot of hip hop songs on the radio. And if it is, if it's like a hip hop artist, it's kind of more techno like. So you can't follow trends, you just gotta be yourself too. Because music, the way people listen to music and the way people make music, like kind of like if you tell somebody to draw like a person, just be like, oh, just draw like a person standing up. You're gonna have those people that draw stick figures, and then you're gonna have those people who actually kind of draw and really try to, you know what I mean? Not everyone's good at drawing. It's just kind of just, but everyone has their own style. So I kind of got that sense of music, but you go with what's hot, what makes more money, dude. So, you know, it's all about money and stuff. Because if like you can get a certain amount of money having one single, you know, and people downloading your shit on iTunes and stuff.
I did recommend you go that path at one point.
And what did I say?
You're like, I'm not so sure about that.
Dude, and I'm seriously not, this ain't like, I'm not trying to get famous or nothing. I'm doing it because at first we started, it was fucking around. And then once kind of like I kept doing it, I was just like, well, this is kind of cool. And then I started thinking, I was just like, well, I feel like I'm a pretty smart person. So just be able to put that on rap songs. I mean, shit, everyone else is doing it, but no, I'm just kidding.